So in today's video I'll be sharing the recipe of delicious and one of the most favorite Indian snacks, that's samosa. But a simple twist will make this dish more tastier. I'll be using whole wheat flour instead of maida, and there is a different way of folding this samosa, so stay tuned for this lovely recipe of special atta samosas. Hey guys, I'm Subankari and I welcome you all to my channel Su's Food Corner English, and I hope you all are doing great in your lives. If you are new to my page, to subscribe to my page and do not forget to tap the bell button. Thank you all for loving my channel so much and liking my videos. So let's begin with this yummy recipes of samosas. So first let me make the dough for this samosas. So first twist in my recipe is that I'll be using whole wheat flour instead of maida or refined flour. So whole wheat flour around 300 grams, little bit amount of salt, some ghee or oil around 3 tablespoons, and first I need to dry mix all these ingredients with my hands. So just mix for around 1 minute to 2 minutes till it binds in this way. So this is the perfect consistency. So now at this stage I'll be adding water little by little to make a stiff dough. So for a nice crunchy samosa, the dough should be hard, it should be stiff. So a nice stiff dough I have nicely prepared. You can see this dough, the consistency, the texture is perfect. It's stiff, it's not soft. You can see here it's stiff. So now I'll cover it and let it rest for 15 minutes. Basic dough for samosa. Meanwhile, we'll prepare a spice mixture. Peppercorns I have taken half teaspoon, 2 green cardamom, and then to it I'll be adding whole coriander seeds 1 tablespoon, cumin seeds 1 teaspoon, and 2 dried red chili. Basically I need to dry roast the spices for around 40-45 seconds in low flame so that it can be lightly roasted. Once it cools down, I'll just crush it, basically grind it to a semi crushed form, not fine form. So for the next step, I have heated a pan here on medium flame. 3 tablespoons of mustard oil goes in. Heat it in medium flame, and to this I'll be adding raw peanuts around 4 tablespoons. So I need to roast these peanuts in medium flame for around 3 to 4 minutes till they become crunchy. As any other nuts, peanuts also have some post cooking once we remove them from fire, so make sure you don't overcook them or over fry them. These are done. In the remaining oil I'll be adding half teaspoon of cumin seeds and nigella seeds 1/4 teaspoon for the tempering, and I have crushed here 6 cloves of garlic, ginger half inch, and 2 green chili. Crushed ginger, garlic and green chili gives a delicious flavor for our stuffing. Saute it for around 15-20 seconds, and to it then I'll be adding 1 roughly chopped large size onion, and salt 1 teaspoon I have added according to the stuffing. Again it depends upon your taste. Give it a mix, and I just need to soften them. It takes around 2 to 3 minutes on medium flame, and this is the spice mixture that we had prepared, semi crust that we had sorted the whole spices. This goes in. Turmeric powder half a teaspoon and red chili powder half a teaspoon goes in, and some coriander leaves. Give everything a mix. Adding coriander leaves at this stage releases a very nice aroma. After sauteing, I'll add around 3 to 4 tablespoons of water so that all the dry spices wraps up its flavor. Give it a mix and just saute it for around 2 to 3 minutes till it dries up. At this stage I'll be adding some garam masala, and here I have added dry roasted kasuri methi or fenugreek leaves. I have slightly roasted them. The color is still green, yet it has become crunchy and it gives a very nice flavor. Roasted kasuri methi, these I have added. Give it a mix, and this is done. Very nice aroma is it's releasing. And to this I'll be adding around 300 to 400 grams of potatoes. These are boiled, peeled and semi mashed, and it's done. It has nicely been roasted. To this I'll be adding the peanuts that I had sauteed in oil, some chopped green coriander and lemon juice 1 tablespoon I'll be adding at this stage, and to neutralize that I'll be adding black salt half a teaspoon. This is the special twist of Su's Food Corner English. Do try adding lemon juice to your stuffing, it gives a very nice flavor. And yes, I do of course get a lot of questions about my cookware. You can see I am sauteing, I am roasting smashed potatoes in this pan, yet the pan is clear. It's a very nice branded cookware. I'll give the link in the description box, in the link of cookware. You can see I use it almost for every recipe. So this is it, very nice steel cookware. You can buy it from the link. and my stuffing is ready. Meanwhile, my dough had been resting for around 15 minutes. I had divided the entire dough into two parts, and I'll sprinkle some dry flour and roll it out to the shape of a roti. Basically, it should not be thin. That's the trick here. It should be a little bit thick. And one more trick is that if your dough has softened, keep it in fridge for some time and it will again be stiff. So I have used a spatula here to divide this into half. You can use a scale, and I have used a pizza cutter here. You can use a knife. Again, it all depends upon your availability. And first I'll cut into halves and then divide it into 8 equal parts. In this way you can see. So this is how we are going to make instant samosas. And to seal the edges, I had made a slurry of 2 tablespoon whole wheat flour and 2 tablespoon water. Make it a slurry. The slurry should not be too thin, and apply it in the edges, all the sides basically. And 1 tablespoon full of stuffing I'll be placing at the edges, and then let's make the samosas. First I'll pick it from sides in this way and wrap it in this way. Press the edges. It's done. I'll just pick it up, and then the remaining lower part I'll just stretch it and nicely I'll stick it to the upper part, and again I will close the sides in this way. So this is how we can make samosas in a very quick way. You can see I have closed the edges. Whole wheat samosas in a very different way is done. As we had applied the slurry, it sticks instantly, and yes, do not roll out the roti too thin, otherwise it can crack at this stage. It should be a little bit thick. Again I'll show you one. Here I have taken both the sides, and in this way in a V shape I'll close it, press the upper part, and then this lower part I'll just bring it up here, stick it here, and nicely I'll seal this sides. If the lower part is a little bit stretchy, you can also cut it, but basically this is how the whole process goes. You can see how beautifully I have sealed it. Perfect atta samosas, and this process actually quickens the ways we wrap the samosas, and obviously the size will be little bit small than the regular ones. My samosas are ready to be fried, so let's fry, and this will turn out super crunchy. So a crunchy samosa, to fry a crunchy samosa, the first trick is the temperature of oil. You can see I have added a small amount of dough. It just starts bubbling. That's it. The temperature should be very low, and once it's done, I have added around half a liter of oil, and to this I will be adding these samosas in low flame. It will start gradually bubbling up, and hence it takes time to get crunchy. If we fry these samosas in high flame, little bubbles will come up on the surface of the samosas. It will be definitely not crunchy. So frying samosas at least takes 12 to 15 minutes. So after 5 to 6 minutes, you can see the samosas have changed color. Now I will just flip them. It's beautifully done. There are no blisters on the samosas. The surface of the samosas have nicely evenly, they have gained that beautiful color. And after 10 to 12 minutes my samosas are done. See how lovely color the samosas have added. Not a single blister is there on the top of the samosas. That means the temperature is perfect and it looks great. It's super crunchy, and I have served this with a chutney or a dip, and some fried green chilies goes on top. I hope you have liked this recipe. It's one of my favorites because the samosas are made from atta and the stuffing tastes really great. And now it's time for the comment of the day. Today's comment is from Sweta Raghavendra. She writes, "Thank you so much ma'am, I tried this recipe and it came out very tasty." Thank you so much Sweta. She has actually commented on the recipe of white peas curry or ghuguni, what we normally call. I'm so glad it turned out well. It's one of my favorites. Stay safe and stay connected. And for today's recipe, do give it a try in my way. I hope you will like the recipe. If you have loved the video, do give it a thumbs up, share with your family and friends, and do not forget to subscribe to my page. You can also follow Sue's Food Corner English on Instagram and Facebook. See you in next video. Till then, stay safe, love life, and happy fooding.